Jenny's Cleaning, and I'm going to show you how to take care of, or how to clean your Shark vacuum cleaners. So if you like my videos, of course, please subscribe. Give me comments in the section below if you have any questions or comments or anything else that you'd like to see. And don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks so much. So this Shark, I'm so happy with this. I got this Shark at a thrift store a couple days ago, and it's filthy, but I'm so happy with this. Okay, so these run like 150, 170, something like that at Walmart. You can get them refurbished for a little bit less, and I'm going to put a link below because I think I found one for 130-ish on Amazon, so I'll put a link for that in the description. But this is the Shark Navigator Complete Seal, and it does have the lift away feature on it, so I can lift the beater bar on the bottom off and use it with attachments like this. But if you look, it's probably hard to see. You can't. I have trouble reading at this particular thrift store anyway what they're written. This is $9.95. That's how much they were selling this for, which that in itself is a steal. But this thrift store, I get texts when they have a special on my cell phone. I get texts, and that day they had 50% off. So I got this vacuum cleaner, a Shark, my favorite, for $5 basically. So, but it's filthy, it stinks, and I could never ever use this as it is in somebody's home. Not only that, but I can tell by looking at it that whoever owned this before didn't know how to take care of it, and that's probably why they weren't happy with the vacuum cleaner and got rid of it. But there's some things that you can do on a regular basis, and you'll actually love your Shark if you do what I tell you to do. And I do have a video very specifically about cleaning the filters, and in this model it has these little clamps on the side that you lift up like that, and then the tank comes off, and then look how filthy this is. This has never been cleaned, and I think this person probably, look at that, oh my gosh. This person probably used a lot of, what was that stuff? This fabric stuff. I think they might have had pets. This thing smells really badly of like pet odor. But I think they use like carpet fresh or something that you sprinkle down, because there's a lot of, let me put that up there close where you can see. See, there's a lot of white powder around this felt filter, and this is just caked like with the, look at that, with the powder on it. So this is not a clean job. You see, I'm already dirty and I haven't even really started. Okay, so I'm going to take the filters out and I'm going to wash them. I'll show you that again, a real quick recap of that, how to take care of these. But this is really, really super important because this is one of your main pieces of suction. Sorry. By the way, I do this outside because this is a dirty job. I really would rather not do it in my house. If I have to in the wintertime, I will. But if I can do it outside, I'd really so much rather do it. So anyway, we're going to clean this. It smells horrible. And I'm just going to, I have this tub right here because there's other things I'm going to wash, and I'm going to put some water in. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in there for now. And then if you look in here. See all that powder and stuff? That's the motor right there. All this is getting sucked down into that motor, so that's not good for the motor. So we're going to take care of that in a minute too. But here on the front, this is the HEPA filter. This is the filter, and there's a little clip there. Some of them the clip is on the top, this one's on the bottom. But this HEPA filter is what pulls the finest particles out of the air that goes back out into the air, you know, as the air filters through the vacuum cleaner. The finest particles come out of here, and this is what removes the allergen. Whoops, whoops, whoops. It's not balanced now because everything's off. Now, some people will tell you that you can't clean these. I do clean them, and look in there. I've kind of messed with this a little bit, but look. You see that stuff falling out? This was so caked up, it was actually lining the inside of these little grooves in here. It was flat, like, until I started doing this to it when I was first inspecting it. You couldn't even tell that it was dirty because it was smoothed up. There's some there. See, can you see how that is? How it got smooth, but you can see down at the bottom where it's kind of chipped away. So this again is like the same really fine dust. And this right here, if this is not clean, can you see in there how it's kind of, it looks like little stones? I don't know if you can see that or not. I can see, okay, see right in through here, it looks like little stones. That's dirt that's just accumulated in there. And on a regular basis, what I would say do, go outside and kind of bang this against a rock or something hard. Not this way, because this is plastic, so you'll make marks on it. And I found that some of my other sharks, that if you bang them hard on things, that you will damage the plastic and then they don't fit as snugly in. And this one does fit very nicely in there, but it's never been taken out probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my bucket. I know they tell you don't clean these. You can clean these. I've cleaned these before. They're a little difficult. And actually, here's the other thing. Look at that. You see how black that is? That tells me that, versus that, see the white? And this is a little dirty too. But that black in there, that's smoke that's coming out of the motor, because it's stressing the motor that the air can't get through here. So that's not good for it. But this one works fine. So I'm going to put that in my bucket too. It's going to get washed. And then, other thing I want to do now, this one has these little red clips. So I'm going to take that one off. It's kind of gunky here. And then down here, where it attaches to it, there's side clips. And you pinch them, and they come off, okay? So I've removed the whole hose, and it's pretty nasty in there. The hoses are really hard to clean, okay? But look in there, you can see it's pretty gross in there too. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's some kind of lining, like something, I don't know, sticky or something. I don't know. This thing smells so bad. You can see how that smells. Okay, so that's going in my bucket. And the Navigator has a little one down here too. So I'm going to loosen that there. See, that attaches to this part. Now I'm going to pinch these little tabs and take this. Okay. Oh my God, it smells so bad. I don't know if you can see in there, but I can see like some kind of, that's like pet hair or something. There's something funky. I probably won't, I'm going to try, but I probably won't be able to get all that out of there. There's something funky like in the little ribs in there. I don't know what they vacuumed up. It smells horrible. So I'm going to get that out of there. And then okay, I'm going to take this off of here. That's not really going to fit in my bucket, but I am going to run a hose through this. So I'm just going to set that down there for now. This is my truck. See my magnet? This is my truck. Okay. And then I'm going to take, this is the motor. I'm going to take this off. And so I've got the whole thing all taken apart completely. One of the other things, we're going to do this in a minute, but I'm going to clean under here. I'm not going to take this apart. So you can see it's pretty dusty up in here. It's probably a little bit dirty under here, but I'm not going to take this apart, and I'll tell you why. I will get it as clean as possible, and I have a little trick to keep that, if there's any residual odor, which there probably will be. In all truth, it probably will be, because the way those hoses are designed, you can't get all the gunk out of them. There's no way. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I did want to cover my mouth and my hand because of the filth I have on it, so I had to do that. So I am so sorry. But we will remove the hair. I'll show you how to do that. But the one thing I want to focus on here, because this is important too, is this tank. Now, the great thing about the shark tank is this bottom opens up. There's not too much stuff in here. There's a little bit. Let's get this out. Okay, but the bottom opens up, and this is how you empty it out. This is the max fill line, okay? So vacuum cleaners need the air circulating in order to work effectively, and I notice with a lot of people, I'll see these navigators in their home and the dust is all the way up to here. So your vacuum cleaner's not working properly. You're supposed to empty it. I personally, well, I do this anyway because I don't want to take somebody's dust from one house to another, but I empty it after every time I use it. That's what I do. But the top opens too, so there's this cup-like thing on the inside, and look here. Okay, so we got a couple things going on. Look, there's that powder. There's that fine powder. So there's some fur or something wrapped around that. Happens kind of frequently, hair and whatnot. But this sort of cone type thing right here, that has a it's like a screen around it, so the air moves through that, and this is so caked up with this dust or powder or whatever it is that I'm sure it's not sucking properly. So what I'm going to do to start with, and this is a quick fix, okay, if you are using your shark and it's not working, get a toothbrush and just kind of scrape over that, okay, and that'll loosen all that up. So if you're out on a job and you haven't really been taking care of your shark, which we're not going to say anything about that, okay, no judgment, stuff happens. Or maybe you went from a job that had a lot of something that you sucked up, and your next job, you couldn't take it home to thoroughly wash it. Okay, you can quick fix it with this. So there's a little bit of lint-like stuff on there. Just get that off. But look, so there's that dust that's going on everything. And I've opened up that screen now that the air will flow through there, okay? So, that. There's a piece of fuzz caught on it. I want that out of there. Anyway, I'll get it in a minute. Okay, so at this point I have everything taken apart. I got my bucket here that I want things to soak in, and I'm just going to use regular dish detergent. I have Ajax right now. It was on sale, whatever. So I'm going to put some Ajax in there. Hose, excuse me, it's down here. Okay, I got my hose. And I'm going to fill this up, so if you be patient with me. Oh, I want you to see something. Look at this. Okay, look. Can you see that? Look how filthy that is. Ew. And it's caked on there too, but this is what's coming off. But that, see how it's turning, you can see some white starting to come through. That lets me know that this is salvageable, okay? I'm gonna put it back in, I just wanted you to see that. Then, I wanna make sure my hose is laying flat so that the water will go all the way through it. Okay, so that's full. I'm gonna let that soak for maybe an hour or so to loosen up whatever goo is in there. But in the meantime, a couple things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my hose and what I do, this is the dirtiest part for me. One over here. I open this top and bottom, okay, like that. And I think the palette on this is a little bit hard, which in some ways is good, but it's spraying everywhere. And I start, look, see how dirty that is under there? And there's that hole that goes up underneath that screen part. So I want to spray all of that. Spray it. I want to get under here. See, this is the part that goes up next to the motor. It collects a lot of dust there. So spray that off. Spray it. Now they clean up pretty nicely. I mean, you can see it's just water, and pretty much everything's cleaned out. Let that water out. Oh, that was a weird noise, wasn't it? Just make sure. Okay. So the tank really cleans up pretty easily, pretty nicely. I mean, I really don't even need to use soap on it because everything pretty much rinses off nicely. You just want to make sure that you've gotten into all the crevices and gotten the gunk off. Now, I want to show you something here. I don't know, I hope you can see it on the screen. Maybe you can't. Let's see. I think that's the mark from the price that's coming. On here, there's a little bit of rust, okay? And I was just going to point that out. I don't know why, because I doubt this thing was ever cleaned. But you don't want that to rust, because obviously if it rusts, it's going to weaken and it's going to break. So what I do is I keep it open like this. My porch is right over here. I sit it out in the sun and I let it dry that way, because I want as little water in here as possible. I want it to dry. And you can see here too, like on this hinge, it's starting to rust a little bit. So somehow this thing has been wet at one time or another. Okay, so we don't want it to stay wet. We want to keep it, we want it to dry. And there's too many nooks and crannies, and it's kind of tight in some places here to get your hands in. So I just find it's better to open it up, let the sun do the work. Sun will also help get some of that smell out, although this doesn't smell right now. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so that is sitting over on my porch drying. Now, this part here, I hope I can do this. You see all that hair? There is a way to take this apart, okay? I'm not going to do it because I don't want to mess with the inside workings on it, but I can't remember who it was. They do have a YouTube video about its refurbishing. So they open it up and there's some electronic parts in here that I don't want to look at it. I don't want to be expose all that and mess with it. I know that it works, so I'm not going to worry about it. But here's what I do. Some people use razor blades. I don't really like to use razor blades because it's too easy to scrape the bar. But now, this one's been abused. Whoever had this had a lot of hair, it looks like, but they've broken off. And this one's cracked, but they've broken that off. It's not that big of a deal, but you really don't want to do that. So I just kind of come in and slice the hair. You want to be careful not to break those pieces like somebody did. So, you know, I just cut them, and then you can start to pull. You can pull. And the weird thing is, like, as dirty as this vacuum cleaner is, the bar itself isn't as dirty as I would have thought. It's carpet there. But there's a lot of hair buildup here. There's a pretty big piece. So I'm just trying to break it in half and just pull it out. I know some people are really grossed out by touching hair. I never really had a problem with it. I was a hairdresser for one thing, so I mean, you got to touch hair, you know. But this is what happens, you know. So you want to get it out. Just pull it out. Sometimes this one's cleaning up pretty nicely, but sometimes little fuzzies get stuck in the bristles, and you can use, I'm trying to see if I can find some. This one's not bad. Sometimes I take the tip of the scissors and I just kind of slide it between these little tufts like this if it's too fuzzy in there to get that out. But just keep, yeah, here's some. Oh, look, I'm pulling it out with my fingers. Okay, so look, you can put the scissors in there between the tufts, and it lifts those fuzzies out so you can pull them out. Get those out. More there. This here. So it's coming out pretty nicely. It's not that hard. Not having too much trouble with that. Shamefully, I am just throwing it on the ground, but there's nothing here that's going to hurt the environment. I mean, it's just hair, you know. We shed hair all the time. We just don't necessarily see it. So it's kind of past the season for birds to use it for making nests, but I don't know. You know, I don't feel bad about throwing hair on the ground. A little bit more here. This is an area up here where the beater bar connects to the side that I find the hair gets thick there for something. This person had kind of reddish hair. Kind of weird. I don't know who this person is. I don't know what that is, but it looks like some kind of an egg or larva. That's gone. That was nasty. That is a bad sign. Like, what was the, ew. What in the world? I don't even want to think. Oh my God. Well, we won't have that problem when I'm done. All right. So, yeah, this has come out very nicely. Okay. There's a couple more pieces there. Put that out. Okay. All right. So I got all that hair out. There's a lot of ick here, and I do want to look. Ugh, I got stuff on my face. Okay, so I'm looking in here. There's nothing clogging here. A lot of times that's another issue. People, the vacuum cleaners clog and they don't know how to unclog them. Looks. Okay, but this one's clean. That's clear there where it comes through here, and then where it comes up from the floor through here, this is perfectly clear, so I don't have to worry about that. There is a video on here. The girl seems very sweet, and she takes good, relatively, I'd say she takes care of her vacuum cleaner, but she hoses off her vacuum cleaner. I'm not going to do that because I'm a little reluctant to do that because I don't want the water to get into the electric parts. So she was hosing off the whole thing, including the motor. I'm just afraid to do that. I don't want water getting down in there and damaging it, especially since I know that this vacuum cleaner is running, but I don't know how much abuse it's had other than what I can see, and I just pulled a bug larva out of it, so got more. But what I am going to do, this is my tile brush, which I have to clean too afterwards, but there's so many little nooks and crannies in here that are full of dust, so I'm just going to kind of go in with this and loosen it up in there. Okay, around the edges, in the corners. Just get around as much as I can down in this grill over where it goes into the motor. Get that, because I don't want it going down in there anymore than whatever it already has, and shake that out. So I don't want to get anything wet in there. I have to do this a couple times. I'll probably wipe around this inside edge though. So what I'm going to do is, while my stuff is still soaking, I need to add some water to this. Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. This is just a general cleaner. It's actually a little bit of Fabuloso and some water, and thankfully Fabuloso smells really good. You can use anything really. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a spray all around here. Let me get the wheels. It's not that dirty on the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and spray it anyway. This is weird. God, every time I do a video, I get a frog. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm going to spray around here too. Now in here, I'm not spraying in here either. In this place where I took that HEPA filter out, I'm going to spray in there either because that's the motor. The motor sucks it down this way and out that way, so I don't want to get water or anything wet in there, but I did spray everywhere else. And I'm just going to start wiping. Make it look nice and new again. All around. I mean, I guess it might be easier to clean it with a hose. I'm a little reluctant to do that. I'm afraid I'm going to damage something that is going to cost me too much to replace. I mean, it wouldn't matter. since this one I only paid $5 for, but I don't want to go through the hassle of trying to get a motor. I wish somebody would invent like a hose cleaning tool. Something that you could run through the hoses. I'm going to get up on that as much as I can. To get the gunk and whatever buildup is in there. Get that out. So, you see, I'm dirty. I'm dirty. So that one's done. This off here. Yeah, I mean, that would be a great invention. If somebody could come up with something to run through the hoses and through these crazy areas here, like this is the bends in it, to get out clogged and things like that. I mean, the only thing I know of to do is use a coat hanger, and sometimes that can put a hole in the hoses. I don't know do that. This if I had something fuzzy, like kind of like what you use to the dusters, not the Swiffers, but like the ones on the extensions. They had something fluffy that could go in there and get into those grooves in the hoses to get some of that muck out of there, you know? That'd be nice. So now I'm going to go around in here. Now, there's so many cracks on this thing. I think that's why she's open it. I just don't know what to do that. So I went around in here. And I'm using a kind of dryish spot on the hose on my cloth here, and I do want to wipe out all as much as I can of this dust in here. Look, you can see like this is discolored. There's some black in here. That's from the motor getting hot, and that's because whoever had look, that's smoke. They didn't. Is it coming off? They didn't take care of that filter, so the air couldn't get through and it got hot, okay? So my other stuff is still soaking. I'm gonna just leave that there for a while, come back, rinse everything off, put my vacuum cleaner back together, and finish up, okay? See you in a little bit. Okay, so this has been soaking for a while. I'm gonna turn this a little bit, I don't know what happened here. My hoses and my filters have been soaking for a little while. I actually had to change the water. It was so gross, so I dumped it out and refilled it back up. And I put the bottom part together, attached the beater part to the motor part. And I want to show you something before I start rinsing. So, here, this part, okay? This filter here. What I do is I try to, you know, it's tight. I don't want to disrupt it too much. I don't think I'm ever going to get this completely white, but I'm using my tile brush. You can use, I use the tile brush because the bristles are a little longer than a toothbrush, and I put them down in there and I just try to go back and forth so that if there's anything else in there I can loosen it up, and then when I rinse it, you know, it'll get as much of that out of there as possible. This is never going to be purely white. I can tell you that from experience, that I have other ones that once they get past this point, or had other ones, you know, so I guess I set one of mine on fire. Well, I didn't set it on fire, but I did burn the filter, or scorch it or whatever. But yeah, that black will never get out. There's a little gasket here around this. You want to make sure that stays in that groove. If it doesn't stay in that groove, you lose this gasket here. You're going to lose the seal on here, and then it's not going to be the same. That suction, it's not going to be the same for the HEPA to keep the allergy effect. So I just want to look. I don't see. I'm just very gently kind of opening these little spaces here, and I don't see any more residue down in here, so I'm going to rinse this. I should turn the hose on. And you can see some of the Some of the filter's getting white again, but not much. I mean, there's still going to be some black on there. Okay. So this is all rinsed. Now, you can see it's full of water still. And because it's that accordion weave in there, it's going to take a while for this to dry. I'm not going to put that on there right now. I'm going to set it over on my railing here with my tank so that it can dry. Okay? Right there. Let the sun do its work. I'm going to turn this. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to turn so you guys can see. So, there's my porch. It's a little decorated for 4th of July. And here's my tub. And over here. I mean, I don't have to walk back and forth so you guys can see. So, our water's still nasty. Okay? At least I got foam now. It was so dirty before I didn't have foam. Soak off the outside, and then I'm going to run the hose on the inside. I'm going to try to run it till it runs clear, because you know all these ripples in the hose there collect, and you can't really get it all out. Like I can still see it. If you look, when these are new, they're kind of gray white, but if you look, like you see that yellow through there, that's residue on the inside that I'll never get out. And even like, see how this is dripping? As I move it, that's water that's collecting in those ribs. So, let's stretch it out a little bit, see if that helps. Yeah, you can never ever get these 100% clean. I mean, you can even put bleach in the water. It's not gonna get the film out. Although, this isn't too bad. Like, if the light going through it, it looks better than some that I've had. It smells better. There's still a faint smell in there. And, on this end there was something like caked in there. That's all gone. And I didn't scrub it. I didn't stick my finger in there or scrub it or anything. So whatever it was, it came out while it was soaking. But I'm gonna hang this over the rail too so that it dries. She must have had like a dog. This lady had a dog, or maybe a couple dogs. Okay. But, you know, this is an older filter, so it's not going to be completely clean. It's going to be stained. You can see it's stained. But it smells good. It actually smells good. It smells like the dish detergent that I put in it. It smells like orange. So that's good. I'm happy about that. Here and dry. Want the sun to do her magic. This one, this is the felt liner, same thing. Squeeze it real hard. I don't want to wring it because I don't. These things, they deteriorate kind of easily. They fray and kind of split along the edges. So I try to a little bit easier than some of the other stuff. So, okay. Just kind of fold it just a little bit. I know this hose is going to spray. Rinse it. Squeeze it. Most of your sources, if you look at other people who wash their filters, they say 24 to 48 hours. I've never had it take that long. Mostly, I guess, because I squeeze them so hard. In the wintertime, it may take a little longer. It's not going to take a Georgia. I'm in Georgia. It's 90 degrees today. There is a breeze blowing. You can see my tank is almost out of the little wet in here. I might turn this on the bottom of the dirt, but I'm not that concerned with that. They don't take that long to dry if it's hot. I think they're saying that because they don't want you to put a wet filter back into your shard vacuum cleaner, which I agree with. But I will tell you that there's a safety mechanism in the shard filter. So if for some reason there is some moisture that gets into the shard somehow, it won't start. It doesn't necessarily mean that your vacuum cleaner is dirty. I mean, dirty. I was looking at that bucket. Doesn't mean that it's broken. It just, there's a safety mechanism, and once it dries out, it'll start again. Found that out. I had somebody who, I don't know why she did this. We were on a job. She rinsed out the filter, put it back in the middle of the job, put it into the vacuum cleaner, and then we couldn't vacuum. That was embarrassing. But anyway, that's how I found out about the safety feature. But I wanted to show you the water, but I can't look it up. It's not as dirty as the first time, and I know some people like to see that. Some people don't. It was just so gross to me, I had to throw it out. So anyway, I'm going to let everything dry, then I'll put it back together, and I'll show you my nice clean vacuum cleaner. And she's going to go in the truck, and I will take her with me tomorrow to clean a gym, actually, that I clean. I have 2 gyms anytime. Pick this up with Suwannee and over in Peachtree Corner. So thank you guys so much for watching.